Hi there, this is Joseph from Australian Chess, and I'll be playing another game against a bot. So this time I'll be playing against the next bot, Elani. So again, we get the white pieces. I'll start with d4. Last time against Martin, we played the king's pawn up 2. Now we'll play the queen's pawn up 2. These two are the most two common chess opening moves, and the reason is we're just trying to control the center with the center pawn, and also open up lines for our open up lines for our pieces to go at. So the computer responds with d5, very good move to respond. If you're just starting out with chess, you can meet d4 with d5 and e4 with d5, or if you don't know the notation, basically do what the computer did here, just play symmetrically at the start. It's not a bad way to go often. Now with these sorts of openings, you often play this pawn off next, and the reason is to put pressure on this center pawn. So I'm actually going to do that, and usually you see this move happen before bringing the knight out. So usually with queen's pawn opening, which is what we have done here, we want to bring the knights out to the center squares, and we want to bring bishops out, get castled, that sort of thing. So I'll start with knight coming out. Okay, so this is called the Tarash defense, and I suspect that there's a lot of moves here. I don't actually know too much theory here. So we have a couple of options. There's a lot of tension in the center, which means that I could take here, or I could take here, and if I do neither of those, then maybe black will take here, or black will take here, and then there's lots of consequences with those. So let's try and work through these. If I take here, black can recapture, or black can push here, which is definitely an option. If I take here, black could take here, or take here, or take here, which looks pretty decent. I could also just play this and ignore all the tension, which is probably also a move. If takes and then takes, then maybe I could just take here and then try and win this pawn, which looks pretty good as well. And if takes and push, that one's a tricky one. Not sure what to do there. That looks a bit... yeah, not too sure. Maybe I take here. Let's start with taking here. See what they do. I knew this was going to happen. Okay, so they were taking our knight, so we should probably do something about that. About that. Taking is the obvious move. There might be check. Queen blocks. And then I can try and argue that the queen has been misplaced there. No, I think just queen takes. Yeah, black is probably playing some theory here. The idea is I can't take because of queen takes, and they're just attacking my queen. However, if I move my queen here, and then they'll probably just take here. Okay, I get it. move my queen back here, then maybe bishop here is uncomfortable. How about queen here? Queen here is interesting. But then knight here. If queen comes back, then at least I'm maintaining the pressure. I wonder if there's knight here though. And then if takes, I'm up a pawn. Black has a lot of activity though. But I can just kick the knight back, and there's no good square for the knight to jump forward to. Although there is check, bishop here. Yeah, I think we're okay there. We can try that. Okay, just takes. What if queen takes? I think we're just up a pawn here. I'm hoping. Let's see. No. Okay. Black is playing for activity. So we trade queens here. If black is playing for activity, then the principle is to trade off pieces as quickly as possible and get developed. We are up a pawn, which is great. Now, a couple of candidate moves: e3, e4, knight out, a3. And then maybe moving the bishop somewhere. The important question is, do I have to stop knight here or knight here? Threatening a fork. And I guess the answer is, I don't know how I'm going to stop both of them at the same time. Unless I play bishop here, and then knight goes to one of them, and then I castle. It's already getting quite dicey. I think white has to be quite accurate here. Okay, if I play e4, and then knight goes here, I do have bishop here, I think. Although there's knight here, takes. I'll be losing this pawn, but I might get that pawn. Bishop here, pawn push. I don't think that helps me much. e4, knight here. How do I stop knight here? That's quite scary. If I play a3, there's knight d4. And again, how do I stop this? Bishop here, knight here, castles, knight takes, bishop takes. That looks okay. Bishop can also go here. It's a strange move. It's already a tricky position. Is there a knight here? Probably not. Bishop here. deadly. Well, it means I have to move my knight back, and then I haven't gained anything. Really the only move I can think of that survives is bishop here. Okay. So I like not seeing either knight here or here. Now I feel like that gives me some breathing room. And at least I always have castles if I need it. So now if I play here, a3, to stop knight b4, knight d4, castles, just check, king up, and that's fairly safe. If I play knight here, knight b4, castles, they can take here, which I probably want to avoid. Now is there knight b4. It just seems a bit too excessive at this time of the game. Also, if there's e4, knight here, I can play check. And then if knight blocks, I might have bishop a4 defending this square. Although, maybe I just play e3 to guard this square. Yeah, I guess here this square is more important to guard. So I might just play e3 instead of e4. h5. So we saw the computer do this last time as well. It's really nice to see this type of move because I'm definitely feeling the pressure, and this sort of moves gives me that extra bit of breathing room that I need to develop my pieces comfortably. Now I'm definitely looking at bishop here because these knight jumps, I've been talking a lot about them. So if I can pin the knight and even get rid of it, that will definitely make me feel a lot better about my position. But I can just start with that move. I don't even need to commit to taking it. I really like this move. And I can take here. That's probably a decent move. But again, there's no reason to release the tension. So a good principle is to keep the tension unless there's a good reason not to. And here I don't see a compelling reason not to. I mean, sure, one could argue that it splits up the pawns and is a positional weakness, but I think it's more prudent and still more pressing to develop my pieces and get my king to safety. So first move I'm thinking of is knight here, which also attacks the pawn and threatens knight here or even knight here to put more pressure on this knight. So I'm really liking knight f3. Okay, so black is offering an exchange here. I could take this pawn. That looks like a pretty free pawn to me. Also threatening this bishop, well not threatening, but attacking it. I could take and then win the pawn, but then after takes, there is takes here, which gives the pawn back. And that's unnecessary. So again, I'm going to keep this tension here. No need to get rid of it. If takes, then I can take back. I'm attacking the rook. So I'm not scared of knight takes knight. That just improves my position. And so either I can take the pawn or I can simply castle. I can also consider a move like knight here or knight here. That looks decent as well. Actually, let me think. If knight here, I was initially thinking black would just move bishop back to get rid of the pain and reinforce this knight, but since his last move, bishop here would be a blunder due to this move. Although black can meet it with this. In which case black is actually surviving. Interesting. How about knight here then? Although in these cases there's always here, takes, and then bishop back. There's a lot to calculate here. I don't think it quite works. I think this is the best option still. It's definitely the simplest, and it's still a good move, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take that. Alright, bishop here. Oh, it's so close to being a blunder. So, one thing that stands out to me is this move here. And does it work immediately, or should I wait? So my options are, I played immediately, or I take here first, or I take here first. And all of them are interesting options, but I think only one of them works, if my calculations are correct. Well, I think it's not really relevant if I take here or not. But I think the tension there favors us, so I'm just going to leave that tension there. If takes, there is rook takes, and then if e4, there is rook here. In that position though, there is bishop here, which seems strong. Seems very strong. So that does look like it works actually. And if pawn push, there is knight takes here, bishop takes. I'm taking this piece and this piece. Although there is rook here. And then if I take, then there's takes. Although again, there's bishop here there. So it looks like I'm winning at least an exchange there. So here, takes, pawn push, and probably takes is best. So I'm winning an exchange there as well. Takes, pawn push, rook here, bishop here, rook here, takes. Yep. I think all the lines lead to me winning an exchange. Now, which is the line I want to go for? I think the lines where I play e4 immediately and just leave the knight tension there is good, because I just feel that this knight tension favors me. And rook here, takes, bishop here. I do lose this pawn. Takes. That looks very good for me still. There's also this move. With the idea being, I'm pressuring here. Although against bishop c4, there might be knight here. But then still, e4. quite like this move. Although, I wonder if in any of these lines there's knight here or knight here. So with that in mind, maybe just Tipulus is here and then takes. Oh, actually, after this line, then there is takes. So, takes, 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 and then e4. I think this one is the cleanest line. Because I don't want to let black have any opportunity to get a knight into these squares. So, I've done a lot of calculation now. I've got to make sure I'm choosing the correct line and remembering which one I've actually chosen to play. So, the line is takes, 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 and e4. Rook here to pin, bishop here to skewer. And that should win me some material. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. Let's see if I've calculated correctly. And great, the opponent collapses. Let's take the rook. So we've got two pieces hanging here, a bishop and a rook. Let's take the rook. Now it's time to convert our advantage. So let's stop and do a quick count of what's happening. The opponent has 2 bishops and 4 pawns. We have 2 minor pieces, 6 pawns and 2 rooks, which means we're up 2 rooks and 2 pawns. We can castle with check. That looks decent. We're playing against the 2 bishops. Simplest way to win is probably just to try and trade the minor pieces. I think let's castle. And great, another collapse. So we can win material with either pawn push or bishop back. So again, this is another example of a pin. And we're going to put more pressure on the pin piece. And the idea of that is the bishop is pinned to the king. The bishop cannot move. If it did, it would be in check. If we take the bishop now, then king takes, and that's a bad trade for us. But if we play a move like e5 or bishop e5, then we're putting more pressure on the pin piece, and we're going to win that piece for free. I'm just debating between the two. I'll play e5 just to get my pawn a bit closer. And take with pawn, take with the rook. Both look great. Take with the pawn. Try and get my rook in this way. Check. Check. Now, how do I finish the game? If I can get my knight here, then that would be a checkmate. So I'm wondering if I can go knight here, and then knight takes. That looks decent. Nothing I could try playing my rook here and then trying to get this rook here. That looks very strong as well. If I go knight here, there might be some bishop here, something like that. I think let's just go for the one with the rooks. I have great dark square control, which means that there's no way that the opponent can attack these pieces here. Which means that my plan of bringing the rook in this way looks very difficult to stop. And the opponent allows mate in 2 moves. Checkmate. Okay, that was a interesting game. I'll need to have a look at the opening, see what I can learn from that. But I hope you enjoyed that game. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.